Good afternoon, SFL Nation. We're here at the Richard L. Snowden Stadium where the Denver Nightwings play host to the Houston Hyenas. The 6-0 Nightwings continue their predatory assault on the league through the air as they look to continue their torrid pace today, while the struggling Hyenas look toward DR Sim and Warren Murray to sink their teeth into an upset coming off a very fun 35-31 win against London. I'm, for the first time since Season 10, your play-by-play commentator, Levant Mercer, and with me in the booth is Mark Lopez. What do you think the key for these teams are this afternoon, Mark?
Well, I believe the key of this game is going to be the ground game for both teams, especially for Denver. It's going to be Jared McChesney pushing hard early, pushing hard often, and it's going to be up to Houston to bring up their defense and stop that run. By the way, speaking of their rushing defense, despite being only the 12th rushing defense team, in their 2 wins, they've averaged 85 rushing yards against them. So they have shown that they can stop him. They have to stop Jared McChesney.
Thank you, Mark. It seems like the Nightwings will elect to kick, and that. Now we pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the SFL on YouTube, brought to you by APM Music, Production Music Library, and Custom Music House. First round pick and sometimes even a podcaster, Kramer Jackman, gets us going today. The Nightwings set themselves up in flight formation, and we have liftoff here in Denver. Josh Fed takes it up from the 5 and is tackled at the 24-yard line. So for the Houston Hyena offense, we have Kentez Johnson at quarterback, Warren Murray at running back. Your wide receivers and tight ends are Leroy Brown, DR Sim, and Yassine Clifton. We'll get to the Denver defense after this play. 1st and 10. Houston 24. Johnson back in the pocket, looks, throws it over to the left, and it's caught by Clifton for the first down.
And that's a very good first play of the drive, first play of the game. Just get those passes out, get those passes complete, build some confidence because Kentez Johnson, who this season averaging 65%. The last game he showed that he has been lethal in the air, throwing for 78%. So it's going to be up to him to keep up a good game, strong early on.
So in the spread, here comes Johnson again. Throws it out to the left. It's caught, and it is another first down in quick succession. That was number 81. Barry Bergens.
Yeah, another good play, another first down in 2 plays. 2 first downs and good stuff from Houston to begin.
Looking like they're ready to run, but instead they go with a pass. So swing out to the left of Murray. Only gains 3 on that play.
Murray able to actually extend the play because the block looking like it didn't help him much. But he just pushed through with his own strength and agility on the sidelines, and he picks up 3 yards, and I thought he would be tackled behind the scrimmage.
Looked that way to begin with, but they figured out how to get 3 yards there, lining up in the eye again. Handoff to Murray, and he stopped at the line.
And this time stops a good defense right here. And Murray will be, I believe, the key component that should complement the passing game of Houston. Because in the previous game where he ran for 107 yards, it allowed Kentez Johnson free reign of the field when the defense were kept honest.
3rd and 8 in the trips bunch formation. Here's Johnson back to the pocket, looks real quick and throws, but does not get the yardage necessary for the first down, and it will be a punt. Pass was caught by DR Sim.
And I am unsure if I think the defensive coverages were just too good, forcing DR Sim to take a too shallow out route. Houston would have preferred DR Sim to run that route a little deeper to get first down, but unfortunately, it's a good stop by Denver, and now they take the chance to bring Jared McChesney and their explosive offense on the field.
Rhino Adams out the punt. Was returned at the 17, and they only gain a yard there. Returner was Steven Vega. Now it's time for your Denver Nightwings offense. I couldn't get to their defense. I will when I can. It's Josh Miller at quarterback with Jared McChesney, Giacomo Jones, Logan Keel, and Hiapo Kaloa. Setting up in the eye. 2 receivers on the top of your screen. Hand off to McChesney up the middle, getting a first down. Some tough yardage right there for one of the best running backs in this league so far this season.
And we see there the defense a little bit stacked in front, but when Jared McChesney just breaks through that first line and the middle is left open, he just runs through. He picks up good enough for a first down. And this is the team with the #1 rushing yards per game as of last week, and they're showing their stuff early on right now.
3 wide receivers set, still in a single back formation. Miller hands it off to McChesney, almost gets tackled in the backfield, breaks the tackle, gains about 9 yards on the play.
Wow, and you see right there, Jared is a complete package of a running back. Agility in the early part of that run, just avoiding 2 tacklers, with strength to push down the next 2 to gain an extra yard and pushing for 9 yards.
3 wide receivers set. Full backfield. Hands off to McChesney again. Breaks the tackle and off he goes to the 50 before getting brought down.
Oh boy, that was a touchdown saving tackle, because if not, man, Jared McChesney was bound for the touchdown.
I'll just look at it here again. Just comes off and if it wasn't for Eddie Gage, I'm quite sure he was going to really break through there.
And lots of key blocks by the line and by some of their wide receivers down the outside, which allowed for that pretty route.
Well, looking like they're stacking for the run again. Let's see what happens. Hand off to McChesney a 3rd time on this drive, and he keeps pushing forward for some tough yards. 5-yard gain on that play.
And five plays where he rushed down the middle, he's gained 5 or more yards. That's already pretty insane early on this game.
And that's why he's one of the leading rushers in this league so far this season, and he's proven it so far right here. But their passing attack's nothing to scoff at. We'll see. But they're running it again with McChesney. It gains another 2 yards or so on the play.
All right, and we saw right there. Sorry, Levant. We saw right there the Houston defense decided to stop that gap real quick with numbers this time to stop Jared McChesney. And when the defense starts to, to sort of double team the runner, it might open up a passing play for Josh Miller soon.
3rd and manageable for Denver. Hand off to McChesney, but they finally stop him at the line, and this drive finally stalls. The tackle was made by Rodney Panani.
That was a beautiful tackle, beautiful defensive play, and I don't know. I guess it's sort of because of the fact that they've been relying too much on Jared McChesney. The offense has been too predictable. And 7 plays down the middle. What do you do to stop it? Well, just bring in more and more numbers, and it worked for them with that.
Well, a bit of a strange decision there to dive for the ball and not knock it back behind them. So the ball will start at the 20 instead. Lily Long has got to feel hard done by that coverage on her kick there, because it looked like it was going to be safely on the 1-yard line, and then they, pushed it into the end zone. That's pretty strange right there. And now Houston has 19 yards gained on a weird play on special teams. So they're going to start from 20 instead of from the 1. Lining up in the eye. In single back formation here. Oh, yeah, no, it was the eye. And they gain about 8 yards on a swing play there. Another pass to Murray.
It's gonna be the matchup between the 2 running backs. Warren Murray looking to battle with Jared McChesney, saying that he can do things that Jared McChesney can do as well.
Seems a rather underutilized weapon, but when he has played well, Houston tends to do well as well. Here he comes again, breaks the tackle off the line, off the edge. Here he goes! And tackled at the 47 after a big gain on that play.
And very similar to that one play by Jared McChesney, this one, again, key blocks by key players, right? One right there, there was one earlier as well. And Warren Murray is the kind of player that makes full advantage of what defense gives him.
Once
a big yard gain.
Once again, a safety was there to stop him. On the last drive, Gage stopped McChesney, and here Warner stopped Murray from potentially scoring on that run. Here comes Murray again, and absolutely decimated at the line there.
All right, that's right, destroyed. And these two teams, their defenses are showing to be very similar. Again, the same turn of events after a big run, a tackle for loss. But Warren Murray, this is the same thing he saw that stifled their previous drive. We'll see if they can change things up.
With Bailey Bach on the tackle there. Here's Murray
Nice
again. Here he goes. He's just having a great day so far. Once those blocks are sealed on the edge there, and he just gains another big chunk of yardage for Houston.
Yeah, Houston playing power this game. Power and, just positioning. Just finding those open zones. Blocking one defender opens up so much room for Murray. He takes advantage of it.
And that's your Everscroll block of the game. All right, they're setting up for pass here. First and 10, it seems like. In the shotgun, here's Johnson. Looks, throws over the middle, first down.
UT, man. Johnson is keeping the defense on their toes. I mean, well, they did set up for pass, and they knew the pass was coming. But with Murray in your backfield, the threat is there, and if the threat is there, sometimes the threat is more dangerous than the actual thing itself, than the run. And, it might have opened up the players for Johnson to pass through.
They're looking like they're going to stack the passing game again. 3 on the top of your screen, 1 on the bottom. Let's see what they do here. Johnson steps back in the pocket, looks, cocks it over to the right, but incomplete. BJ Armstrong had a hand to it and knocked the ball away.
And Mr. BJ Armstrong, the key defender for Denver, he middle of the in pass defense, but being in the middle of the pack is good enough to keep them at the score this season.
Here they are in the eye, changing the play in the line as Johnson doesn't like what he sees. He's got to get the ball off though. Here comes Murray up the middle. Gain of 8 on the play. And I'm going to hold you off here so I can do this, all right? Everscroll by movement. Blocks blue lights, protect your eyes from digital screens. Don't hurt your eyes by checking out SFL action. Protect them and see every moment by using the promo code SimulationFL at purchase from movement.com. A portion of your purchase supports the SFL through our partnership. Movement, premium watches, sunglasses, and accessories. Hand off to Murray again and stuffed at the line. And that was just savage there, right? They got to the runner. That was Heath Bars on the tackle. It's 4th and 4, and they're going to have to probably settle for a kick here.
Yeah, and this time the blocks that were keeping Murray going was nowhere to be seen as the defensive line just burst through and stopped Murray way behind the line.
Well, they're going to set up for the kick. This is David Griffin.
Oh!
Blocked! It's blocked. It is recovered by Denver.
Wow! Well, that's defense for you. Keeping that 0-0. What a key block. We thought that Houston was going to put points on the board first.
Well, not this time. Not with Denver blocking that kick there. And now they start off probably where they would have started if they would have had a kick to return up at the 29-yard line. Here's McChesney again. A bit bunched up there, but got 7 yards. A bit slow to get up, but still does.
Yeah, and Houston, their main focus really should be McChesney, and for good reason. That's all they've been. That's all Denver has been doing. 0 passes this game, 100% to McChesney. So he's the guy they have to stop.
Well, let's see what happens here. They're lining up in the eye with 3 wide receivers. A gain of about, I don't know, I'm going to give him like 7 on that play.
And 7's good enough for a first down. Oh, and we see right there just the blocks opening up around inside, and he's the kind of player where with quick eyes, quick feet, just jumps through that gap.
Now they're in the full house, 1 wide receiver up top. They run it with McChesney again, but he gets stopped for 2 yards.
And that's what we keep talking about is while the runners are exceptional, the blocking is what's fueling the drive. And without the block right there, he was tackled easily by the defense.
You got to give it up to Chad Tackle right there. He was able to reach for him and just bring him down. They're going to really need to be looking for him to stop the run up the middle. They're going to keep going that way. Back to pass is Miller. Rockets one over to the left, and that was almost picked off.
Ooh,
Pass was intended for Logan Keel. Go ahead.
Yeah, a little bit of a questionable play. I wonder if you didn't see that Logan Keel was covered by 2, or if the safeties were so good and fooling Josh Miller that Logan Keel was open, because he definitely was not when that ball reached the destination.
Well, it's 3rd and 8. Let's see what Denver does here. If they try to pass it again, they will. Here's Miller. With all the time in the world to throw, and gets it thrown, but incomplete. Knocked out of his hands by Tristan Hatley. The pass was intended possibly for Logan Keel.
And that was an athletic defensive play right there. The catch almost looked set in the receiver's head, but with proper technique, just bats the ball away. It was almost good for a first down reception. And now Denver again, two drives in a row, have to punt the ball. Their explosive offense has not gotten them anything so far.
So it will seem Lily Long sets up to punt again, gets it away. Covered by Fed at the 16, but he will be stopped exactly at the 16. Now some time to set up the Denver Nightwings defense, because I haven't before. Number 74, the defensive lineman, defensive tackle Bailey Baca. Linebackers Mike Salchuk. Your corners and safeties are Matthew Lee, BJ Armstrong, Nicholas Werner, and Marty McCree. Here's Houston. Out in the gun again. Throws it over to the left, and this out route has been working so far. It's another first down, and it's back to Sim. The doctor is in.
Yeah, and another good play. And if it doesn't, if it doesn't stop work, if it keeps working, why fix it, right? We've seen lots of this in their first 2 drives. It's a work for them. So the Denver defense have to try to solve this one problem, because they still have to solve the Warren Murray problem that gave them fits in the previous drive.
And 3 wide receivers, a fullback and a running back in the backfield. Drops back to pass is Johnson. Throws it over, caught by Leroy Brown, but only a gain of 2 on that pass play. Or 4 on that pass play, sorry.
And it's the first time we hear Leroy Brown's name, because on their previous game, he was the key receiver. Number 1 receiver for Houston that brought them the comeback win against London.
That'll be the end of the first quarter. We are scoreless here in Denver, but I don't know how long that will be. But for now, that's how it is. We're going to be right back after this. Now that we're back, I'm your play-by-play commentator, Lavont Mercer, and with me in the booth is Mark Lofus. And the stats truck is Grayson Willis, helping us out here today. Changing the play and the line, however, is Kentez Johnson, getting us ready for the second quarter. Throws it over to the middle, and it's picked off. And here's Denver again with a second takeaway on 2 drives back to back. And that, my friends, is how you get us going. That's Nicholas Warner making a play again.
And this is the team with the most turnovers forced against their opponents, with 17 this season. That makes it number 18. And boy, this is why they are a lethal defense. Now, it doesn't show with the yards against them, but it shows in the fact that they just force turnovers. They prevent teams from converting on long drives.
The 7 in the box against a full house. Here we go. McChesney kind of dips to the left there, to the inside, gained 7 yards on that play. Probably more if he would have took the other hole.
And the way things have turned out for Denver, it almost seems like for them, defense is the best offense. Because just with that interception, they're in very good field position to make this a scoring drive of their own.
Looks like they're going to continue to push the initiative through the running game. Here's McChesney again, just forcing his way through. 78 yards so far and 11 carries. He's having a day so far.
And if you're Houston, you got to think that you can't stop the run. You can probably just limit the yards gained, put more people, well, not put more people, but just be quicker on stopping the gap, be quicker on your rotations and stopping the run. Because McChesney averaging probably 6 or 7 yards per drive, per run.
Let's see, they're going to stack the box here. Miller decides to pass instead, however, and almost got it picked off. That was a bad decision there by the quarterback, knocked away.
And good defensive play as well, just quick to swat the ball away. But as you said, yeah, good, I would say terrible, but bad decision. His receiver was covered on that route to the left. And strange as he said, they were stacked in the middle for the run.
It looks like they're about to run again, but we'll see. Up on a very stacked bar formation, but it only gets 2 yards on the run there. Tackled by BJ Loveless, and it almost seems like Panaling was also in that play. On the previous play, Hatley was the one that knocked it down. I haven't forgotten him.
And Houston now has an opportunity to force this into a field goal.
Field goals haven't been the luckiest for these teams so far. Here's Miller, steps back in the pocket, looks. Gets it over to his man on the right, but not enough for the first down. The pass was caught by
Logan Keel, I believe.
Yes. Now it's fourth. Yep. And then he doesn't look happy there on the sidelines. He knew he could have ran upfield for the first down, but here's Kramer Jackman down for the kick. Kick is up, it's way. Is it good? It is from 33 yards, and Denver's on the board first.
First points on the board. You wouldn't expect it to be a field goal from Denver, who is one of the most scoringest team in this league so far this season.
Well, that's a word I haven't heard in a while, but hey, whatever works.
It's not a word you probably will hear again.
Well, we probably might hear it. Well, let's see. And Jackman's, we are sponsored by APM Music, Production Music Library, and Custom Music House. Extraordinary Everest, heartfelt messages on the most extraordinary place on earth. Bit Central and Fuel, transforming SFL media in 2019. And Harry's, all you need for a close, comfortable shave. Now Houston's back out on the field, hoping to get some points on the board. Going to start from their 23-yard line. Looking like they're setting up for the run themselves. An I formation. Here is Murray, breaks a tackle, has a couple tough yards, but only gains 2. Landon Mack was there for the tackle. He has 3 tackles so far today, and 1 tackle for loss.
You've got to give credit to Murray right there. The first tackle almost looked like it was going to bring him down, but he just hustled through that and picked up 2 yards for his team. Not a lot of yards, but it's not 0 or negative.
No, let's see if they gain a lot here. There's the oop-de-oop formation, as DRSim would like to call it, but this time the pass by Johnson is incomplete.
And again, almost another, well, I wouldn't say almost an interception, but it's the kind of place where you're just giving the defense an opportunity to set themselves up and pick up the pass.
Seems like it was Teddy Farmer who knocked down that pass there. They're setting up in the same formation again. There's 3 wide receivers on the top of your screen, 1 on the bottom. 3rd and 8. Here is Johnson again.
Nice.
Gets it downfield for the first down.
And that was actually a very good route running by all receivers involved. Just giving Johnson lots of options down the middle, and he found the right guy that was good enough for a first down because he had another open guy. But then passing to that guy would have not given them the first down.
Yeah, well, he threw it to Warren Murray, and he got avenged for it there on that play because, you know, in the past couple drives he hasn't been doing well. Here's Johnson again, swings it out to Murray, and only gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, on plays where they swing past to Murray, Murray has averaged actually 45 receptions for 154 yards. So that's approximately 4 yards per reception, but we see here he's struggling. If he doesn't get the head start of speed, he just struggles.
Well, they're in the single back 3 wide receiver set for this one. Throws over the middle, and it's good for 7 yards. There, Josh Fed, the return man, usually there for the reception. Now it's 3rd and 3 at the Houston 44. Getting close to halfway through the first half here. We're about to be, this game's going pretty quickly. Here's Murray again. Doesn't quite get there. Bailey Baca was there in the tackle, reaching him all the way down to the ground there, and that's really unfortunate for Houston, but they're probably going to have to punt. We'll see if they bring out the kicking team, and they do. So here comes Bright. Oh, no, they don't. Gonna try to go for it here. I'm wrong. I'm sorry. Here we go. Let's see if they gain the yardage here. And a goal line set, it seems, with fullback behind Johnson. Nope, it doesn't really look like they will. They're probably gonna go for the timeout. And they do. I've never liked this, but in the first half, I guess this is okay. What are your thoughts?
Actually, my first thought was that I thought their coach, Jamon Simeon, might throw the challenge because it almost looked like the ball was over the line when he down. But they didn't do that and opted to sort of force an offsides penalty from the defense. But against Denver's a very polished team, at least so far this season, and it's going to be difficult to force that sort of penalty.
I mean, if they were going to lose a timeout anyway, they probably should have done it with a challenge, but now they're back here ready to punt. Here's Brian Adams with the punt. Hang time is fair. Here comes Vega, makes a spin move, but still gets tackled, only getting up to the 23-yard line, a gain of about 7 from where he started. And now Denver's back out on the field. We'll see what they do on this drive. So it's 1st and 10 at the Denver 23. 6:04 left on the clock. Jared McChesney kind of looks like he got stuck behind his blockers there before being tackled down by what seems to be Chad Tackle on the play there.
Yeah, that's right. And good play by Chad Tackle, just forcing the issue through the offensive line. And he's actually successful, just breaking through in a split second and catching Jared McChesney, in just half of his max speed.
So here we go again in the trips bunch formation. Here's Miller, passes it downfield, and it's caught for the first down. What a play!
What a play! What a catch in traffic while being hit. Wow, Giacomo Jones, what a beast!
Just look at where he placed this ball, right? Only where his receiver could get it there. And now Denver looks like they're rolling. We'll see what happens here. It's first 10. Here we have the stats for Jared McChesney on 13 carries for 80 yards so far. He only needs 13 or so to break the all-time rushing record for his team. Here he is again on the run over to the outside, but now he's brought down by Tristan Hatley.
And it looks like the defense is beginning to figure out Jared McChesney. And their answer is getting to him early, getting to him quick before he finds the room and the time to speed up and just charge through.
See if they give the ball to him again. 2nd and 8 from the Denver 45. 4:34 left on the clock. Back goes Miller. Shifts a bit in the pocket, throws over the middle, and it stopped short of the line there. The pass was caught by Logan Keel.
Yeah, and another good play by Logan Keel, just pushing the yardage forward, making it much more manageable for their team. And very likely just give this to Jared McChesney and push through because he has shown he can pick up 1 yard.
They're stacking the box here, so let's see if that works out for Houston. It doesn't, and it's a first down, and McChesney just simply can't be stopped so far, it seems.
Yeah, whenever it's a run down the middle, as I said, it's 5 or more yards. If he has to move out a bit and probably go through one of the gaps, not in the middle, that's when the defense has time to rush in and stop him, but not on this one.
We're stacking the offense with 3 tight ends, 3 tight end formation. Here is McChesney again, but he's stopped short here, and he's brought down by Rodney Panani.
Yeah, and the defense is just smothering right there. We see that we had the replay. I hope they saw how the defense just pancaked Jared McChesney to the ground.
It's been a very run-heavy game so far. We'll see. But here is a pass by Miller. Throws it to McChesney underneath. Breaks the tackle, but only gets about 6 yards on that play. Now it's going to be 3rd and 4.
And kudos to the secondary. It looked like Josh Miller was stepping back deep to throw a deep ball, but the secondary just keeping pressure on the receivers, and Josh Miller just forced to check it down to Jared McChesney.
3rd and 4 at the use 37. We're getting close to the quick 2-minute warning. Here's a pass. It's going deep, and it's intercepted. Intercepted.
Oh, that's a good pick.
Everett Garrison with the interception. Let's look at how he gets up there.
Oh, more athletic than the receiver. Oh boy, Hiapa Kanloa is the beneficiary of the supposed interception. Not fast enough to be there on his quarterback's destination. And boy, that interception was a little bit too easy for them.
Well, now with 2:27 and 2 timeouts left and a 2-minute warning, let's see what Houston does. Kentez Johnson in the pocket, looks, throws it out to the left, and he finds his favorite target today, DR Sim, again for another reception.
And it's funny how it feels like they've run and they've each gained lots of yards in the first half, but our score, Levant, is still 0-3. Baffling.
It's been a very smash-mouth game so far. They've decided to run early, and there hasn't been a lot of passing, and that makes sense. Both of these secondaries are pretty tough. Let's see what happens here. Another swing pass out to the right, but absolutely crushed at the 24 is Murray. The deliverer of the hit was Matthew Lee. I've not seen a corner deliver a hit like that. And we've reached the quick 2-minute warning here in Denver, folks. It's been a very defensive game. Pretty smash-mouth football so far. If you're into running and you're into defense, you'd be watching this game. Otherwise, well, I don't know. We're here anyway. I'm Levant Mercer here in the booth with Mark Lopez and Grayson Willis in the stats truck. Quip Design delivers simple ways to keep your mouth healthy with timed vibrations, brush head refills for $5, refilled every 3 months. Covered for life with free shipping for life. Use the link posted in the chat, and your purchase will help support the SFL through our partnership. Quit. A more wholesome clean. There's a reception by Warren Murray for a first down, and here comes Houston rolling with 3 receivers up on the top of your screen here. A play action fake. I was worried he was going to be sacked there, but no way was he going to. Got it over back to Murray, and the play that looked like to be breaking down there didn't, and he got the ball away, interestingly enough.
Yeah, interesting indeed. Actually, the play action fake looked like it was executed at the very last second. The ball almost looked like it was already in order. Kentis Johnson just pulls it back and throws it to him again, or instead.
Well, in the I form, and they're ready for another run, and absolutely stopped at the line. We're in the no huddle now with 1 minute 17 left to go in the second. They're in the same formation. I wonder what they do here. He dropped back the pass this time and crushed, but luckily it wasn't counted as a sack, and that right there is just not what they needed.
And Bailey Baca just pouring under pressure right here in the previous play before the no huddle. Saw the same formation where they just shifted and found their openings. Offensive line a little bit confused, but you know the defense found what it wanted to find, and that is, in this case, Kentis Johnson, and in the previous play, Warren Murray.
Here's just Brian Adams setting up for the punt. Hang time is fair. It's not the best. Steven Vega takes it up from the 27, gets up to the 30, only gains 3 on the return. And this is the last opportunity for Denver to do anything in this half. The SFL is sponsored by... What's that? MediaTek Institute. Visit mediatek.edu for diploma programs. Turn your passion into your profession. MeUndies, the world's most comfortable underwear for men and women. And Matt Doyle Designs, official design partner of the SFL. Miller throws it out to his left. That was a good reception for about 6 yards. That was Giacomo Jones that time with the reception. He's been having a decent game so far when he's been able to get the ball.
Yeah, and I believe that's his second reception of this game. Josh Miller pulling a page out of the book of of Houston and throwing an out route right there. And it has worked for them on this one play, and this probably the last drive of the first half.
See what they do here. They drop back the pass again. Another out route to the other side this time, and it goes to Logan Keel for the first time. And this, I mean, not the first time. It's his third catch, but goes out of bounds and stops the clock.
Right, and it's time management drill for Denver. It looks like they've been very successful. 2 plays of their drive, and you know, slowly but surely they can definitely get it there. And even if just to the 40, 30-yard line, it's good enough for a field goal.
Well, this time they have 4 wide receivers in the single back spread here. Drops back the pass. Pushes it over to the right, and it almost seemed like it was going to be intercepted, but it was dropped. That was Matthew Lee. Nope, hold on. That was wrong. That was Mana Kanaka, I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong roster file there. You got to forgive me. Bear with me here.
No problem, but man, we see again, both teams secondary, both teams safeties just everywhere in the field. We've barely seen a good pass in this game.
These secondaries have been stout so far in this time. That's probably why they have been running the ball in the full house formation again. McChesney gains about 4 yards there. It's 3rd and 6, and they call timeout. It's been a very defensive game so far. Both running games have been adequate, but they haven't been enough to get into the end zone. Both teams have just come out rather conservatively, it would seem. I'm sure you'd agree, and we'll see if they, start getting more aggressive in the second half. Here's a 3 wide receiver formation, 2 tight ends. Here is a pass by Miller, and it's caught for the first down, and we're rolling. We're all rolling as they hurry up the offense here. 32 seconds left on the clock. Here's Miller, steps up and gets sacked. It's 2nd and 16 now. They got to hurry up. Let's see. Couldn't see who that was. We don't have a lot of time. So here's the second down play. Almost gets sacked again. Throws it to his right and just gets it to Keel, but that wasn't very pretty at all.
No, it was not. And with 3rd and 13, I'm interested in what play Denver decides to go for. If they go for a pass play and pick up 10 yards, that sets them up for probably field goal range for them. Very manageable, at least.
Well, they're trying to make sure that it's a lot easier for Jackman. They're going to try to have to get to at least the 42 for a good throw, but they're probably going deeper, and it's intercepted again! Intercepted for us, what seems to be the second or third time this game.
Third, I believe. That's the second by Houston. Denver, I believe, had already 1 interception, and boy, we said this early on. This defense, the secondary of both teams, no one is going to get a catch. Well, barely anyone has gotten a catch, and such a display of finesse, just picking up the ball away from the receiver.
And the ball was tipped there, and it was picked up by Allen Ball for the interception. A great play by the Houston defense, and they're probably just going to run this up to the halftime. And we are now at halftime here in Denver, where Denver leads 3-0. Do you have any words to take us before we go to the third quarter here, or the second half? I guess not, so. So there we are back in Denver, the Richard L. Snowden Memorial Stadium. It's a wonderful day of football so far. It's been pretty defensive so far today, but you know, it's still been a very good game regardless of the score. I'm Levant Mercer, your play-by-play commentator, here with Mark Lopez and Grayson Willis in the truck, giving us stats. And we have liftoff for the second half. And Steven Baker should be recovering this kick. And he gets up to about the, it seems to be the 30-yard line. So both teams have been, you know, pretty stout with on defense. They've been stopping each other's running game. They've been having a bit of a bend and don't break, and neither team has gotten much through the air. Let's see how they come out in the second half. Full house formation for Denver. Give it off to McChesney up the middle, smashes one guy to the turf until being brought down. 2nd and 4 for Denver.
And smash is a good word. He literally obliterated the defender on the first line of defense. Picks up 6 yards. And you see right there, that's his power. You need 3 guys to stop him.
I haven't been able to get it down in the first half, but all I can. So Houston Hyenas defense is Chad Tackle as offensive tackle. The other linebackers are Loveless and Panani. And your defensive backs are Kanaka, Garrison, Gage, and Hatley. There's another first down there for Denver. While I was going over the Houston defense, I didn't go over in the first half. And he's been having a great day so far running the ball. Here's Miller. Throws it out over to his left there. Logan Keel so far has had a decent game, but they couldn't come up with it inbounds that time. Incomplete.
Well, yeah, we've talked about this during the halftime break, but both teams good on defense. If any adjustment has to be made, it's going to be on the offense. Just take your spots, take what the defense gets you. It's going to be a game of opportunities.
Full house formation again. Here's a run by McChesney. He kind of gets bottled up and brought down by pretty much the entire team. They just, you know, there's so many bodies there. Just credit it to the Houston defense as an entirety because they really bottled him up there. You saw Garrison on that play, you saw Gage, you saw Hanaka, you saw pretty much everyone just closed down on McChesney. Pass by Miller on 3rd and 9. Almost picked off again. That was a bit of a mallard. Pass was supposed to be intended for a tight end there, but instead ended up in the almost in the hands of James Smith instead.
Yeah, that's right. It's a little bit questionable, as he said. I was surprised he didn't go for, for Jared McChesney, because even if they picked up, 5 or 6 yards, because that one pass, even if that pass was completed, it was not good for a first down.
Yeah, well, sometimes you gotta just take what the defense gives you. That was almost blocked, but the punt by Lily Long goes off, and she's safe on that play. And now Fed wasn't able to go anywhere with the return, so Houston will start at the 19. So Houston hasn't been able to get the passing game going too much, just like Denver hasn't. They're hopefully looking to get points on this drive. 1st and 10 at the 19. Gives it off to Murray. Gets a couple yards, breaks a tackle, only got 7 yards on that play. Almost gets a first down there.
And almost a first down is still pretty good, because when you're 2nd and 3, just hand the ball back to Murray. But then again, if you think about it, it might be a little bit too predictable for the defense, and they might get a stop in this one.
Well, we'll have to see. They look like they were setting up for any option here on 2nd and 3. The 26 linebacker steps up but drops back into coverage. Nice. And absolutely wrecked at the line once again. Bailey Baca has just been doing some work, and Kentez just had no time in the pocket to throw.
And the last second shift forward by the linebacker, providing a little more help on the defensive line, making an opening up. And when Bailey Baca found Kentez Johnson, man, it brings him down with such force. Boy, what a sack.
Well, at this point, they're probably going to have to pass, and it looks like they will. They're in the gun here. 3rd and 9. Houston really needs to get a first down here. Johnson back, looks, throws, has a man, but it's DR Sim again, but just couldn't get him going, and it's 4th and 4, and that's going to end their drive.
The pressure actually is on Houston to make any score this game, because if things continue at the pace it's been going, no one might be able to score by the end of 4th quarter, and Houston is the one pressured to make a score.
So it would seem. Here's Brian Adams with the punt. Snap was a bit low, but still gets it off. Hang time was probably affected by that. It's an adequate punt, and those are one of those punts you should probably fair catch there. He had no chance to really return it and was tackled down at the 40. So it's another drive for Denver. They're going to want to try to break open this lead. Here's Josh Miller readying his troops again for another drive. Let's see, 3 receivers on the bottom of your screen. They pass it out to McChesney. Breaks, almost broke the tackle, but got reached there. And as we can see today, passing has been at a premium. Both quarterbacks struggling today.
And that's all credit to the defense. And because of that, we've been seeing a lot of ground game and defense. Both teams, offenses and defenses, just shifting around, changing the routes that their rushing back has been playing.
Well, here's Miller in the gun, 4 wide receivers, and that was dropped, and that's just something you can't do. Decker should have held on to that, and now it's 3rd and 8, and that's really unfortunate there.
And the defense just allowed, sort of, I wouldn't say they covered or they blew their coverage in Decker. More of just allowing that risk, daring Josh Miller to make that throw to their less reliable receiver. And yeah, they were right. The receiver was not reliable to grabbing the catch.
So here's McChesney. Goes up. Could have gotten the first down there, but just reached again, and they're starting to tackle him low. He can't break those low tackles, and now it's a 4th and 3 after a gain of about 5 or 6.
And then this sort of tug-of-war kind of game, it's going to be the team who makes the most yards in their drive. Again, Denver unable to advance the ball much.
I'm quite sure this game might be decided by a mistake or a big play. Here's another punt by Lily Long. Hang time is all right, and the Feds only able to get it up to the 22-yard line.
At the very least, Levant, we won't see something miraculous come out of kick returns or punt returns. Both teams just getting tackled right out of the bat.
And this is why I'm an advocate for the fair catch. Just if you can't go anywhere, you gotta just fair catch so you don't fumble. But luckily, we haven't had any of those either. So 1st and 10, the Houston 22. Here's
wow,
absolute demolishing run there. Didn't even give me time to breathe because Warren Murray was just forceful with his impact and gets the 1st down.
Lots of sauce on that run, just pushing through 3 defenders. Look at this. Brings that one guy down and another. That's power and speed in one huge body.
Yeah, he's 6'2", 230. This is his 3rd season, and this is his 3rd season with this team. So he's been very loyal to the Houston Hyenas. And you can see why they keep bringing him back for runs like that. 1st and 10, Murray again, like absolutely gashed at the line there, and no gain on the play. Baca was also on that tackle. Once again, getting in the backfield has been, and it's also been Bandito there on the tackle. I'm sorry.
Yeah, these are the kinds of defensive plays that the line and linebackers have to do if they want to contain Warren Murray. That one explosive run just etched into the minds of this defense.
This time a swing pass over to Murray, and lowers his shoulder, but gets lowered worse. They met power with power, and that time Nicholas Warner was the stronger man on that play.
But still, it's 3rd and 2. I'm very interested in their approach. It's very likely it's another. They're gonna hand it off to Warren Murray, I believe. It looks like they're setting up for it.
Yes, they're in the eye again. They give it off to Murray, who gets the 1st down after a run to the outside.
And good decision to make a run in the outside because the defense stacked in the middle, and no gas to be found. So he just picked his spots, picked the right spot, and good for another 1st down. Slowly but surely getting there.
What a great play call by head coach Devon Simeon. Here is another 1st down for Houston. They're rolling on this drive. 4:50 left to go in the 3rd. Hand off to Murray and stuffed at the line.
And it looked like an opening was made by the fullback down the middle, but linebacker Bailey Baca just plugging up that hole quickly and bringing Warren Murray down. That's good for just. Was that a gain of 0?
Yeah, it was brought back to the line of scrimmage. Landon Mack also involved in that play. Here's the pass. Play down and picked off yet again. Well, if quarterbacks just seemingly can't get it going, you just have Kentis Johnson just throw what seems to be a mallard, but look at this. So many players around the ball and there's so many Nightwings around the ball, there was nowhere for that ball to go.
It's almost like both teams gave each other's coaches their playbooks, say, here's how we're going to throw, and now they know what to do.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't be saying that. Here's a run by McChesney and just smashed the line there. Both linebackers in on that play. Lovelace and Panani stacking up for an assist tackle right there. 2nd and 10 for Denver at their 45. This game's going pretty quickly here. We're almost to the 4th. Stacking up at the again. Let's see. There's probably 10 in the box as we see. They're running it again, but it doesn't matter. Still gains a yard even though there's almost 10 in the box there.
And it looks like in terms of strength, it's the strength of the 10 of Houston overpowering the 10 of Denver.
Damian Hutchinson was in for the tackle. 3rd and 9. You would expect a pass here, but let's see. Nope, they're going to hand it off to McChesney again, and this time, stopped by Panani, and there's nowhere to go. And at this point, you got to think, enough's enough. Someone's got to throw. Someone's got to want this game. Now, sure, Denver's ahead, but 3 points isn't enough in this league. But hey, they're in the lead, so they know what they're doing. Here's another punt for Lily Long. 4th and 8. See if the return man this time can get anywhere. Hang time is fair, and once again, nothing doing for the return man. That time crushed, and once again, that's a case for maybe calling for the fair catch instead was a better play there. Now Houston has the ball again. They want to do better than their previous 2 drives, which ended in an interception and a punt. See what happens this time. There's Johnson back to throw. Gets it in a really tight window right there for 7 yards. This was intended for Leroy Brown, who made the reception on the play. Second and 3. Short yardage situation for Houston. They might want to run it here, but they look like they're in the gun, so they have all their options available to them. As Johnson, high snap, steps up, keeps his feet in bounds for another catch. That right there is DR Sim putting in work again for Houston.
Yeah, and DR Sim, we haven't seen him a lot this game, but that's because the defense is just putting under pressure. But when he does, he just comes up big and gets the first down for his team this time. I think this is the 3rd time he's gotten first downs for his team this game.
It's actually his 2nd time this game that he's gotten a first down. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, here's Johnson. Almost gets sacked. What was that? That was a questionable decision to let the ball go there. That could have been called a fumble. Baca once again getting to the quarterback.
Man, Baca is just, he's just doing what he wants against this offensive line. And so far, they have very little answer to this big guy. When he does force the issue, as we see right here, he gets a big sack. Almost. Well, not a sack, really.
More like a hurry, and they forced the ball out of him. Yeah, they hit him. Well, here's Johnson again. Throws out, finds a man, but only gains about, let's say 4 on the play. That right there is DR Sim. It's been pretty effective so far today for them on being more of the possession receivers. been able to grab passes and stay in bounds, but this time not being able to go upfield, and now it's 3rd and 6. They're lining up in the gun with as many receivers as they can fit. And tight coverage there, but able to get the pass away, but 4th and 2 is not where you want to be, and they're probably going to have to punt. That's unfortunate. Pass was caught by Josh Fed.
And it looked like the defense just playing this well, just bumping Fed just inside the first down marker. Because of that, Fed unable to turn upfield and gain extra yards for the first down. So good defense right there.
Both teams relying heavily on the running game, but no breakthrough, no real breakthrough just yet. Denver leads 3-0. This time, smartly calling for a fair catch. And Denver will start at their 31. Well, it's been a very defensive game so far. Both running games have been fine, but they haven't been able to really find the end zone. The only score coming in the first quarter when there was a field goal for Denver. Here's McChesney off to the outside again. Only gains 2 yards on that play before being brought down
and the defense
by Eddie Gage. Go ahead.
The defense were... they were good recuperating on that play because it looked like a lot of key blocks would have given McChesney the chance to break away for a big run, but just lots of bodies thrown his way, just stopping him with just 2 yards gain.
I'm in a trips bunch formation here. Here is Miller, zips it over across the middle and finds his man for the first down. What a great catch by Giacomo Jones.
And the rare completions we see this game are between these two players, the Josh Miller, Giacomo Jones connection. And that's pretty good in this one.
I was hoping to see more out of him from this game, but every time that they've gotten a first down, it seems it's been either McChesney running or Giacomo Jones making a reception. But this time, evades pressure, gets it down to his check down here, but nothing much doing, and that ends the third quarter. Put your 4s up, folks. We hope for more points in the 4th. This is the SFL on YouTube, brought to you by APM Music. Here back in the booth, I'm Levant Mercer, your play-by-play commentator with Mark Lopez as my analysis, and Grayson Willis in the stats truck. Here is Miller with a throw. 7-yard gain there by Giacomo Jones, yes.
Yeah, and that's a decent gain. Another 3rd and short. Although we keep saying it's manageable, but we've seen both defenses stop 3rd and manageable. Let's see if they can do it once again against Jared McChesney.
At this point, they probably should pass, but here's McChesney again and pulls one over, making you look like a fool and the defender too.
I mean, I don't mind being made a fool if we see plays like that. Boy, oh boy, when you see a very defensive game and the defense breaks down off of pure strength and power, boy, it gets me excited.
Gonna need a little more excitement here in this game, but it's been a good one so far, regardless of the score. If you like defense, you probably would like this game. Here in the full house, Denver sets up the 1st and 10 at their at the Houston 32-yard line. Here's a handoff to McChesney again, gets a block to seal the edge, but could not get around Gage and Hatley there, and brought down after a gain of 8 on the play. And I think with this run at this point, he's clearly long since passed Jason German for the all-time leading rusher list for his team. So congratulations on McChesney for accomplishing that.
Yeah, congratulations. That's a big achievement.
Here they are in the eye again, giving it off to McChesney and getting a first down. Now they're in the red zone for this only the second time this game. So let's see what they do here. That was a very powerful run once again by McChesney.
And that's the name of the game for him and this team. Power runs through the middle. And actually, Giacomo Jones led the blocking down the middle that gave him a lot of extra yards for this one.
Yeah, it's not often that you see a wide receiver block there, but he needed a little more help there. Got brought down, but at the line of scrimmage, and there's your stat line right there. That's B on the tackle there, but that's your stat line right there. 138 yards so far today for McChesney. Line up in the eye again, hands off to McChesney. Gets about 7 on that run. Now it's 3rd and 3. At the Houston 10, there's a lot of options for Denver to pick through, but as we've watched this game unfold, it's probably going to be yet another run, but who knows? Line up in the eye, 2 receivers on the bottom of your screen there. Keep an eye on McChesney to see if he runs it again, but it gets stopped at the line there by Chad Tackle, who's been making big plays and big moments like this. It's stopping McChesney now is probably lead to yet another Kramer Jackman kick, and that does seem to be the case.
And that was actually a good defensive play right there. Chad Tackle pulling the offensive line down and just agile enough to sidestep and pick up Jared McChesney and bring the guy down. What a stop.
Here comes the kick. It is up and it is good. And the defensive bout continues. It is only 6-0. It's probably one of the lowest scoring games this league has seen this season, but hey, you know, Denver's really got it going so far in this game. The SFL is sponsored by Movement, premium watches, sunglasses, and accessories. Quip, perfect oral care delivered. Score Stream, official score updates app of the SFL. And SpyGoat, the sound choice for sound reinforcement. Here is Fed, who's only able to get it up to the 21-yard line.
Still better compared to his other returns, probably an 11 or 10-yard gain.
Here is Houston lining up at a 1st and 10 on their 21. 7:46 left in the 4th. Here's Murray, only gains 2 yards on that play. That seems to be the case so far. If you're not able to gain big yardage on 1st or 2nd down, these drives tend to stall. But on every drive for both teams that have been able to get more than 7 or 8 yards on 1st down, they've been able to convert. So we'll see what happens on 2nd down for Houston. Drops back in the pocket is Johnson. Almost sacks, evades pressure, and throws it away. And the intended target, and I say this with quotation marks, was DR Sim. So I don't know where that ball was going.
Definitely nowhere to where a receiver is, but again, that's what the pressure gives you, the pressure of the defensive line. And you know, plays like that, you're making it 3rd and long, you're forced to pass long. I guess it's very good defense.
And that right there, speaking about defense right there, was almost picked off and taken in the house, but that time dropped by both receivers there, and no one was able to pick it up there, but that was very dangerous because it was almost taken away there. So Kentes Johnson and Houston breathing a sigh of relief getting away with that one. Now it's time for your out-of-town scoreboard presented to you by ScoreStream. Baltimore is leading Indianapolis 23-7. And Sioux Falls is leading against New Orleans 21-10. Get to the other scores after this play. And London is absolutely shredding OKC 34-10. That was the one I was trying to get confirmation on. So here is Miller back in the pocket, looks, throws deep and intercepted yet again for the third time in this game. And this time, Eddie, 2 scoops. Gage scoops it up for his team and gives Houston the ball back again. The pass was supposed to be intended for Logan Keel, but ended up in the hands of Gage instead. And now Houston gets another opportunity and probably needing a touchdown here to take the lead and probably flip this game on its head. Now here's Houston on the 1st and 10. 6:52 left in the 4th. Denver wants to stack the line. Misses the tackle, and Murray gets a first down on the play. It looked like the defensive line over-engaged and missed the ball carrier and left Warren Murray free.
And this might be the start to the first scoring drive of Houston. Warren Murray is on fire so far. Just, wow, what a run.
It's a very good run indeed. So it's 1st and 10 again. Seems like Houston's driving downfield, but we'll see. Here's Johnson back in the pocket, looks, throws, and it's caught. It is caught. It is caught. I thought that was about to be picked off, but the doctor is in. Get his shirt off the podium. That's a first down, and now Houston is looking to be in prime position.
Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, if you're wondering why we're excited, because rarely has this game had a 20-yard pass completion, and DR Sim, what a big pass, what a big catch, big play for Houston, just moving the chains ever closer. They're now at Denver's 25.
That was a one-handed grab. Let's not forget that. You saw he had the ball like hanging off his right arm there. Here is Johnson throwing it again. Touchdown, Houston! You can put it on the board. Touchdown. Just look at this rocket of a pass.
Nice. Oh boy, that was pretty.
That was Yassine Clifton's first contribution of the game, but it came in a pivotal moment for Houston.
I mean, that's Yassine Clifton. All reliable, playing only for 3 seasons, but still one of the favorites of making key plays at key moments. Well, that's a key play in the key moment.
That was very definitely a key play. Because now Houston is taking the lead off of Eddie Gage's interception, and then 2 quick pass plays, one bomb to DR Sim, and then the final nail in the coffin, it seems, for that drive was Yassine Clifton also just coming up, making sure the tight ends matter, because they really did there. And now the onus is on Denver on trying to get points on the board. You know, they had the lead for most of the game, but they really needed to do something now. And Vega gets it up to the 27. But Denver really needs to get something going now, because they've been riding the back of McChesney, but Miller hasn't been able to get anything going.
And that's what you were saying, Levant, earlier, is that this game is going to be settled probably in one mistake or one big play. Well, that was a combination of that one big play. It was a coverage blown. Yassine Clifton was found open, and what a good pass. Now, the 7-6, I wonder if they can even score it at all against stout defense.
Well, let's see what happens here. They might have to abandon the run now to try to get points, and that's what they do here. Miller passes, and that out route's been effective for them today. But as we look at the stats here, it's not been pretty passing. Miller's only just broken 100 yards after throwing 3 picks today, and it's been pretty rough. But his receivers on those out routes have been able to catch those passes, so let's see what he does on this drive. 2nd and 4 at the 33. They're in the spread version of the single back formation. 2 wide receivers on both sides. Here's Miller, throws it out to another out route to the right, but can't get the first down there. That's pretty unfortunate there. Pass was caught by Hiapo Kinloa.
And the rookie just not agile enough to make that little turn up field and pick up just 1 extra yard. But, you know, it is still something. At least stopped the clock. Oh, it didn't. It wasn't actually stepped outside.
Now they're in the I formation, so here it comes. Here comes McChesney, and he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. What a critical play there for Houston, and now they might be getting the ball back. Tackle was made by Rodney Panani. He's been having a great game so far today.
And that might just be the key defensive play, because at 4:56, they have an opportunity to just ring out the clock, you know, when it comes to them, because guess what? They have Warren Murray, who has been very effective on the run.
And not only that, but it seems like their offense has awoken. You know, it's absolutely awakened in this in this quarter so far for Houston. It's been, you know, revelation on the last drive with 2 quick, like, deep passes. So, you know, if they're able to recapture that magic on this drive, it may be over, but it may not. There's still a lot of time left on the clock, so we'll see. 1st and 10 at the Houston 30, 4:37 left on the clock. And I formation to give it off to Murray. He gains about 1 on the play, probably 2, but they're going to give him 1. He has 85 yards on 19 carries so far today. Tackles by B.J. Armstrong.
Yeah, just if I was the Denver defense, force a 3rd and out. But we'll see if they can even do that. Warren Murray, well, they stopped Warren Murray, and that's the first step, stopping Warren Murray.
Well, they only stopped him in 1 play so far on this drive. The whole thing is easier said than done, and that's the undies laundry on the field for the first time in this game. And that came at the worst time. And that was Bandit Bandito, who just caught himself past the neutral zone.
Call the sheriff, the bandits on the loose. Not a good time to have a penalty.
MeUndies are the world's most comfortable underwear. Visit MeUndies.com/simulationFL for 15% off your purchase, which will help support the SFL through our partnership. Give the gift of comfort with a 100% satisfaction guarantee, free shipping and returns. Signature soft and stretchy. MeUndies. 2nd and 4 for Houston. Ball goes out to Murray on a run, but he loses a yard instead. Great force there by number 92. His name in a moment. It seems to be Beauty Jenkins. So I don't have a 92 here. 3rd and 5. Houston really needs to get a 1st down here. Just to continue putting pressure on Denver. Hands it off to Murray and instead gets stuffed. Now it's 4th and 6.
And that's what Denver needs. It's a good stop. You know, it looked like things were going to go wrong after that 1 penalty, but they gathered themselves, stopped Murray 2 plays in a row for a net gain of -2 for him. And that's good enough to bring the ball back to their side, and very likely still in decent field position.
Another punt for Brian Adams. High snap. Here's the punt. Punts away. Caught by Vega and just crushed. This is why you should just fair catch the ball there, because you don't want to be taking a hit like that. That was pretty hard. Oof. But luckily, they still have the ball. They have 2:49 left on the clock. They're going to need a little magic here, because they're going to need a score of any sort to retake the lead. They're only down by 1, so a field goal will do it. But they really need to get down the field if they want to. So here is Miller. Throws it over the middle. Complete for 7-yard gain. Pass was caught by Hiapo Kinloa, who's actually made his first reception of the game. He's been targeted a couple times, but just hasn't been able to come up with it.
Well, it's tough when the couple targets to him resulted in interceptions. So good on him on making this one a completion.
Now it's 2nd and manageable. They're going to run it with McChesney, and he gets those tough yards for the 1st down. Time continues to run.
That's right. And in the previous drive, we saw Houston able to stop that 3rd and short, or the 2nd and short. But this time, Jared McChesney able to push through and get the first down for the team. And that's what they need. Just keep going, keep pushing, and manage the 2 minutes they have left.
Now we reached the quick 2-minute warning here in Denver. This is the SFL presented to you. This is the SFL on YouTube presented to you by APM Music, Production Music Library and Custom Music House. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Levant Mercer, filling in for Eric Vincent. Mark Lopez is my analyst, and Grayson Willis is in the stats truck tonight. This afternoon, sorry. There's McChesney on a run, goes up, and only gains about 6 yards there, but they don't really have that much time, and they need to really get up back on the line. Their undefeated season so far is up on the line now, and they really need to get going. They want to preserve it, but Houston is going to come up with an upset if they can stop them here. And another run by McChesney, and he only gains a yard there. They really need this conversion here, or that could be all she wrote. Let's see. McChesney runs out to the outside, gets a block, and gets a first down.
And I'm surprised they're just going. They're not going to the line quickly because of just 1 minute and 15 seconds. They're in the Houston 42, but if they go with running plays all the time, sometimes 1 minute isn't enough.
Well, in this game, they only really need a field goal, and they're going to what works. Here's McChesney, but this time it didn't work. Stopped for a yard there. Now with 54 seconds on the clock, they still have all 3 timeouts. Let's see what they do. They're not calling a timeout, it seems, to get the play off. Here is Miller, and he's hit as he throws, and it's 3rd and 9. And the great pressure there by Chad Tackle should have been credited with a sack, but just was a second too late, and Miller was able to get the ball away. But it's looking like their undefeated season is slipping away from their hands. We can't give it to Houston just yet. 3rd and 9. Undefeated season on the line for Denver. Let's see. Here's Miller, throws, doesn't get the first down. It's 4th and 2. Time continues to run. They need to get to the line and decide what they want to do. They could just, I don't think they're in field goal range, but we'll see what they decide. They probably should go for it, but if they don't convert, could be the end. They're going to go with a kick here. Remember, this was their second first-round pick. So let's see. The game is on the line. Here in Denver, is the undefeated season intact?
It
is! A 51-yarder, and Denver might very well still win this game. They have taken the lead, putting faith in their kicker, and
that was so close.
It looked like it was gonna. It looked like it was going to doink off the upright. It didn't seem to have the distance, but it just had a little bit more. And Denver is taking the lead. And that's just a heartbreak for Houston. But they still have a return and probably a play or 2 left. But that's got to hurt. Here's Fed. It looks like his return's good enough, but he was only able to get it to the 26. So Houston, even with all 3 timeouts, with 7 seconds left on the clock, only look like they have a couple plays left. We probably only have 1 or 2.
And so they're very most likely going to go for a very long pass with this play, or for any play they have left.
Well, let's see. There's 3 wide receivers on the top of your screen, 1 on the bottom. Let's see what happens here. 1st down and 10. Johnson looks, throws. It's an out route, but they need to get a timeout off. That wasn't probably the best play they could call. They got it to Sim again, but that's just... They really need to get down the field. And at this point, I think it's going to be a Hail Mary. What do you think?
Yeah, that's the only way. A run down the middle is unreasonable. No sort of... It is just a Hail Mary. But again, kudos to the defense in the previous play. The secondary just stifling any of the receivers. We saw right there. Unable to make any pass and forced to make a short pass.
Well, this could be the game decider here. Will Houston win, or will Denver come out still undefeated on the season? Here's Johnson back in the pocket, looks, throws, it is intercepted, and Denver remains undefeated here at home. The Denver Nightwings win 9-7.
What a game, Lavon.
It was an extremely defensive game. And that was a extremely clutch field goal at the end of the game. You know, if you like defense, you really would have liked this game. But as you see, I mean, quarterback play was pretty rough, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, both teams not reaching 200 yards in either passing or rushing. But 100 and I believe it was 78 rushing yards for Jared McChesney. Jared McChesney was just almost unstoppable, just moving forward. That last scoring drive, they just put it on him. They did pass the ball a few times, but not much success. But Jared McChesney just brought it close enough, and the kicker, what a kick!
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate for Houston, let's be honest. They're the only team so far today that was able to get a touchdown, but you know what? That just wasn't enough, it seems. There was just... they just weren't able to get it going early, and I think that was really what made the difference in this game. Well, that will do it for us today, folks. I was your play-by-play commentator, filling in for Eric Benson. I'm Levant Mercer. It was Mark Lopez here with me. Let's look at the extraordinary Everest player of the game was Jared McChesney. 37 rushing attempts for 170 yards, 11 yards after the catch. So that's it for us today. We'll see you next time.